Hello, hello, hello. Yes, that was not our Gone with the Wind intro, but it was a StreamYard free intro that we used, and I decided to use it. I discovered it, and I wanted to be able to use it because we don't have wait. First up, hello. I am Manning, your host of Gone with the Wind, and this is, of course, not the regular podcast. This is, of course, you can see our bright, smiling faces. So, with me, I have Malcolm.
Hello, it's good to be here. And yeah, let's talk about globes.
Let's talk about the globes. Let's talk about SAG. Let's talk about all that good stuff. But in the meantime, quickly, tell us, Malcolm, what did you have to eat for breakfast?
I don't really have breakfast.
Lunch, then.
I had fish and chips.
Oh, ooh, that actually sounds really good. But in the meantime, I wanted to. Nope, no, that's not our intro. Give me a sec. Hold up. I'm still. Nope. Distract him. Say something fun, Malcolm. Tell us of your day.
I mean, if you're joining us, watch our other shows. My day was good, and yeah, I just trying to vamp for as long as it takes.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I should have had better prepared for this. I wanted to make sure we have our. Wait. Okay. So, thank you all again for joining us. This is a special edition of Gone with the Wind. We have a Golden Globes prediction and a SAG edition of predictions. So, please. Yep, I just used an old podcast and put it right there. See how high tech we are. That's what I wanted to try to do. I'm so sorry. I spent so much time trying to do that. It was unfair. Okay. But anyway, all right. So that was our Gone with the Wind little intro that we have for you, a little ditty. We're waiting for Abe to show up. He is currently waiting for something to, quote, be delivered. So at this time, we're going to kind of talk a little bit before we get into our predictions of the Golden Globes and the SAGs. We won't take too much of your time because, of course, this is bright and early in the morning. 2 a.m. It's going to be 2 a.m. for you when the Golden Globes are announced, right, Malcolm?
Yeah.
That's going to be. I'm not sure I could wait for 2 a.m. But I could. Maybe this is the time. If it was Oscars, I definitely would. There's a hierarchy because this is the Golden Globes, as we know. It's not as. No offense. You're no Oscars. And speak of him, and he shall appear. The Destroyed. It's Abe. He's eating right now, as you can tell.
How are you doing?
Hello, Abe. Welcome to the Gone with the Wind episode 58. I'm gonna be real. I didn't check. I just kind of guessed, and I thought the last one was 57, so I could be wrong. But this is our special live again for those just joining us. This is our live Gone with the Wind podcast because I don't have time to record this tonight and then get it up our predictions before tomorrow. Honestly, that's what it was. Because this past weekend I was at Sundance virtually in my bedroom. Me and my girlfriend got to watch a lot of different, which if you're watching this right now, babe, hello. But anyway, say hello, babe. But anyway, yeah, right now we are currently, I was watching Sundance, getting into a lot of movies. I watched like I believe 10 to 13. So I have not caught up with other movies I had, but I'm getting for you guys at a later date a Sundance podcast that I will do with Dan, where we'll talk about the movies we saw in preparation for the year in 2021 Oscar year. But we introduced Malcolm, so I'm going to introduce our other panelist. We have Abe.
Hi, how are you doing, everybody?
Fantastic. Thank you again for joining us, Abe. I'm glad you can make it. Loving the hair.
You know, thank you. I was thinking how many times I've missed a Gone with the Wind, and I cannot count 5 times I've done it. So I think I've been here 53 times. So.
You have. Me and Malcolm, we were saying beforehand, like, Abe, you're an enigma. You're like, you'll show up. You won't comment, and then you'll show up and you're like, he's here, but you're always reliable in showing up eventually.
Yeah, I told you when we started the show, I'm gonna be here almost every time I can, and I've done that.
You have.
Thank you.
But anyway, yeah, no. This past weekend, I have been watching a lot of Sundance features. Really excited to talk about those in the coming little bit. But before we get into our predictions, Malcolm, what have you done this weekend?
I've not really done a lot. I watched the Schmodown draft on Friday. Hosted a show on Saturday, and yeah, not really much else. I didn't really get a chance to go to see any movies, but I did watch the new Netflix movie, The Dig, with Ray Fiennes and Kerry Mulligan.
Oh, nice. Which again, you can find our I believe you can find that Reactor Summit. This was it. You did it yesterday, correct?
Yes, yeah.
It was yesterday. You can find it up in the channel on Take 3 Productions, where we are streaming right here. So give it a chance, or get a little look, see, get a little like, all that fun stuff. But yeah, this is a Gone with the Wind show where we're just going to talk about our predictions. But before that, Abe, what did you do this past weekend?
I did absolutely nothing because I was swamped with school the whole week, and I was kind of done with life for a little bit. I mean, not done with life, but with doing anything. So I just passed my weekend doing absolutely nothing.
Well, again, for those who are joining us, welcome. And for those who will see this later, welcome. This is obviously in the past, but we are going to give you guys a little prediction about what we think Golden Globes and SAG will be transpiring. It is tomorrow. It is bright and early. The Golden Globes kind of came out of nowhere, and SAG. I don't be real. These kind of feel like they came out of nowhere. This year has been kind of meh. Not just with coronavirus, but meh when it comes to films. It's become very meh because I feel like the entire rhythm of the award season has completely just, I don't know. It feels like it's been out of whack, and I just kind of was unprepared for the Golden Globes and SAG. What do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is all over the place because I completely forgot we're still in awards season, and I completely forgot though that we hadn't heard about the Golden Globes nominations actually happening, let alone coming up. So it definitely is a different rhythm, just because you just keep forgetting that the nominations haven't been announced for a lot of stuff yet.
It just feels weird, honestly. Like, I don't even know what to watch. I hear names of the movies, but there's no way to watch it until a month from now and everything. And it's like February, and by this month, I'm waiting for the summer to start and everything for movies. Movies wise, I'm talking about. So it's just so weird. Like, I didn't even remember the Golden Globes, honestly. I know they're not that reliable, but I thought they were in March, and they happened to be on February 28th. So
yeah, it's honestly like, it is completely going to be a let me back up. I was unprepared for the Golden Globes because they're not the regular time. By this time, we have already had the Golden Globes. By this time, we were already, far back that time. And the Oscars have already announced, and we're preparing for the next few weeks as the Oscars are going to transpire. This just seems very out of place for me, the fact that we're having Golden Globes now. And it's kind of like, it's completely wrecked my equilibrium when it comes to film watching, if you know what I mean. By this time, we're getting ready to go into some the January bleh month of just trash action thrillers and Oscar films is over. And then you get into kind of the February, then you get into March, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is an adjustment right now. Also, my girlfriend is in fact watching it, so salutations, welcome. I'm glad to know this, and say hello, everybody.
Hello.
She's my biggest fan. Hello, babe. Welcome to the jungle. But right now, predictions of Golden Globes and SAG is what we'll be doing because they're gonna be back to back. And so I've talked enough, and we're gonna get right into it for this crazy year. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
yes.
All right, so we're going to start off with the ones that is actually chronologically first, and that is the Golden Globes that is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. It is Eastern, right? I'm not making that up, or am I?
Usually they are Eastern time. Well, the Oscars are. I usually have to wake up at 5 in the morning. So
it's definitely a lot. And then eight sounds traditionally correct. But we're gonna get into the Golden Globes right now. And excuse me. Right now, I want to try to get into the talk about from score onward. Right now, I have Gold Derby up. If anyone wants to follow along, which is kind of like where I go for most of my personal odds and predictions. Oh nope, that's the Oscars. My bad. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I was about to say when you said from school upwards, like Golden Globes didn't even have a school category.
Yep, I realized that. I am looking at the wrong one. No, yeah, they do. Wait a minute. Yeah, they do.
If they do, they haven't put it up on Gold Derby.
No, Gold. Okay, this is weird. For those Gold Derby does not have it. It does not have that. Gold Derby does not have that. You have to go into the actual predictions, odds, and rankings, and you'll go into the original song, and you'll go into the original score category. That will also be there. So look into that, but you can't predict those for some strange reason. But anyway, we're about to jump right into that. So we're going to start off with we're going to talk about best original score and best original song. Not going to lie, there is no front runner for song. I'm going to be real. Do you guys know of any song from a movie this year that kind of sticks out to you?
I mean, I actually can't think of anything. I mean, unless and we'll probably get into that a little bit later on, but unless they're going to count Hamilton for best original song, which in my opinion they shouldn't, then because they're Hamilton song there. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what about you? Any song from this year that you're just like, yes, that's the one. That's the song from this year.
You know, Manny, I'm doing my little research right now, and I can tell you, I do not remember any song from any film that sticks out to me that it's original. So I don't know how they're gonna do it for this, because I'm looking up some things right now. Well, you know what? It's one from. Have you guys watched Eurovision? The Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams movie?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Pretty sure that has an original song, and that's pretty good.
It does.
That's the only thing that has stick to me. But
I mean,
other than like a high-profile picture that we talk about the Oscars, not really.
I mean, one that I did actually think of for score anyway. I think Soul could be in score.
Mm-hmm. No, you're incredibly right. Right now, what I'm looking at for score would be a lot easier to figure out because I think you have some like you're gonna have the Mank score probably. You're gonna have the Soul score. You're probably gonna have maybe like the Tenet score perhaps. What type of scores do you guys expect to see? Because I feel like
Honestly, sorry, the Wonder Woman 1984 from Hans Zimmer, I think it's fantastic. The Soul one too. Those are the two. What else have I watched this year?
And actually, for song, we could see "Carried Me with You." That's what the from Onward make an appearance because I think any song that was on Pixar, I think at least one of them will tend to get nominated. But that's the only song I can think of that could potentially be nominated.
Because usually Pixar or Disney, they usually will have a song.
Yeah, so
not this year.
So I think the Pixar one will be Carried Me With You from Onward because I don't think Soul had an original song.
Not even the other credits.
No, because I think the song they had in the end credits was the classic 1963 song "It's All Right," unless it's a remake song, a song that's been redone for.
You know what has an original song? Mulan. What? I'm pretty sure it has it. I don't remember it, but I know they wrote something for her.
Are you sure?
Oh, I think you're right. I think Christina Aguilera.
I thought that was a I thought that was a redone. I thought that was Reflection. But
I'm just looking at.
Okay, then I have no idea.
I mean, that's the only one I remember. I know I refuse to see Mulan because I'm not paying that paywall. No, I'm sorry, Disney. You already have my money.
You don't have to pay money for it anymore.
Oh, finally! Is it finally?
It's free. It's free on Disney Plus. It got free in December.
Welp. Meet my stubbornness in hill that I was dying on no longer has to be the hill I die on.
Yeah, so Christina Aguilera did perform a version of Reflection in the credits, but I think on the soundtrack there's also a song called Loyal, Brave, and True, which is an original song for the movie as well. But yeah.
The thing is that a lot of the movies that have come out as Oscar contenders that may have original songs, we haven't watched them. So it's hard to stick those songs to your head if you have no.
No, and that's the thing as well too. I feel like this year has definitely how do I say this? It feels a lot stranger when it comes to that's why it feels like the entire year has been thrown asunder, because it is a wrench in the regular machine of the awards season that we have. But I think for score you're gonna see like probably Mank, Soul, Tenet. I think this might be the only time you'll see Tenet in the Golden Globes. Maybe if that. I feel like Tenet came and went.
I mean, I don't think Tenet even should be in for score. The score is really not memorable.
Yikes! Sorry, Ludwig Göransson. Sorry, sir.
I mean, his Black Panther score is better.
Yeah, I can agree. Ludwig Göransson has had a lot of bigger hits, better scores. But I'm looking right now. I'm looking at Variety at the moment for their predictions for original score. They have stuff from Black Messiah, which is Fight for You. They have from The Life Ahead, Diane Warren, which she's a darling when it comes to the Oscars nomination, never a win. From called IOC or Scene or EOSI Scene. Apologies. I can't pronounce any foreign languages. We know this. Speak Now from One Night in Miami. Everybody Cries from The Outpost. And Hear My Voice from The Trial of the Chicago 7. Strangely enough, I don't remember any of these songs, and I've only seen Trial of the Chicago 7, but I don't remember hearing or any push for these songs personally. So it's going to be interesting to see how these... I guess now, once we find out tomorrow, we're going to have to go and listen to these songs.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. Is there any particular scores you guys think are like highlights that we should look for tomorrow? They're like, this is one that might come out the rear.
I mean, Tenet is one that could come out nowhere and be nominated. But even looking at like their prediction of the scores, like the four of them I saw, like not a lot of those scores actually stick in my head. It's like I know that score is from Soul.
Has there been a score this year? Like even Soul, which I think is a quality score. Has there been a score this year you guys have been just like, this is one that I love, listen to, and go back to?
I mean, I honestly don't go back and listen to score.
Well,
scores.
Let me rephrase the question then. Is this one you recognize, like, that's that one, I know that by heart? Like, we know the Inside Out theme. We know the La La Land theme. Like, heck, if you've listened to the Little Women soundtrack enough, you know what the Little Women soundtrack from last year sounds like. But the Black Panther, which won 2 years ago. Wait, 2 or 3 years ago? It was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But like you recognize stuff like that. I'm curious now, is like what scores will look back and be on like, that is the score from this movie.
Honestly, just Soul, and I guess it's because of the jazz. And I was with my friends the other day because, and they were listening when I got there. They were listening to the Soul score, and I was like, that's the one. So that's the one that sticks out to me. Like I just knew it right away.
I mean, actually, now that I think about it, one that could come out of nowhere, but I don't know if it would be eligible because there is a few elements of the score which does take cues from different things. Is the score for Promising Young Woman.
Hmm.
I think that score is good, but the one thing that I think could disqualify it is they do have a little bit where they do it's not the same tune from Britney Spears' Toxic, but it's a reworking. That's their own working of that theme into the score.
Interesting.
So whether or not that would disqualify it, but I think if anything comes out of nowhere, I think that could.
Now, looking back now, obviously there's not much more we can talk about when coming to the score and song because obviously it's a very these two can be very lucrative because it's hard to get a gauge of these in particular on some occasions. So we'll find out, especially tomorrow. Any thoughts you guys have on song and score? Because it's hard to predict these entirety until we see that first one and what the Golden Globes minds are.
Yeah, nothing much I can actually say about this.
Abe?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Perfect. Moving right along. All right. So we talked about that. We talked about the score. We talked about a song, which we know about. But we're gonna move on right along, and we're gonna go into screenplay. So best screenplay motion picture. For those who are unaware, unlike the Oscars, who have adapted and original, Golden Globe has best screenplay only. But by this time, if you're watching and listening, you probably know this already. So best screenplay for the motion picture. This is interesting because I think that there are two safe ones in my opinion. Although I could be wrong. I'm going to tell you guys what they are, and I want you to agree with me or disagree with me. I think it's Nomadland and
I
Mank.
happen to agree with your assessment. Okay, no, not the second one.
You don't think
was
Mank?
thinking- Oh yeah, well, yeah, in the bunch, but I was thinking, like Lockdown is the trial of the Chicago 7. That's because I've been talking.
That is true. See, I'm curious about that because I have not heard about the trial of the Chicago 7 in a long time. Like it's been pushed, but like I feel like we've forgotten about it. But then again, it's Aaron Sorkin, so never mind. You're right. 3. I realized like no, it's Aaron Sorkin. I take that back.
Yeah, I mean, I like on my predictions. I actually don't have Mank. I mean, like on the Oscars, I've probably got Mank being nominated for different technical awards, but I think this screenplay is probably one of the areas where Mank kind of fails a little bit.
I agree.
And so it's one of those ones. I don't think it will be nominated for screenplay, but it's going to come down to how the Hollywood Foreign Press want to judge it as well, because there may be some people's like, oh, it's David Fincher's dad, we'll nominate it because we're nice. So
It
Yeah,
will
no.
be ironic that the movie about the screenwriter is not nominated for the screenplay award.
Exactly, and that's
So-
that's how I see it as. I don't think Mank's going to win any screenplay. I see it as getting it as default because I see them liking Mank. Now that said, I could be very wrong, and I'll be eating my words by this time tomorrow. But I personally see. I think but I think we can all agree Nomadland and the Trial of the Chicago 7 are the two locks. They're like, yes, they're definitely going to get in.
even though I've never seen Nomadland, I had that in my lock too because I've heard a lot about it.
It's really good. It might be one of the favorites of the year.
It's definitely
coming
one
out
I'm
the
going to try
15th,
and
right?
see.
Is it?
Well, in Hulu, I think. I'm not mistaken.
Okay, well, if
Or
you
the
get a
14th.
chance, please see it.
It's I'm pretty sure it's still on in the cinemas over here, so I'll go see it.
Please go see it. I would highly recommend it. It is an incredible piece of work. All right, so so we have those, but what do you think is going to accompany it? Because right now, in my predictions that I have for best film screenplay, I have Trial of Chicago 7, I have Mank, I have Nomadland, I'll have One Night in Miami, and I have a wild card in, I think would be something they'd go for. Maybe I could be wrong, but I decided to go big or go home, and I have Promising Young Woman, expecting to be wrong. Malcolm agrees.
Manny?
So for me, I've got Chicago 7, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, Promising Young Woman, and I think Ma Rainey's Black Bottom could get in for nomination for screenplay.
And so what about
Can I
you?
be the wild card here and say Soul?
Okay.
Just instead of Promising Young Woman, just because Pixar usually gets in screenplay in some awards, usually the Oscars. I don't remember the Golden Globes, but their work's pretty good. You cannot deny the screenplay is fantastic. You laugh a lot. It has meaning and everything. And if they
I mean,
kind of lean in animation, it's gonna be that one.
So you do not have Promising Young Woman, then I'm guessing.
I wish, but no.
I'm about to say, yeah, no, I think I just think this could be a wild card if possible. If not Promising Young Woman, I think you probably might get in the Five Bloods as well as a possibility.
yeah, I mean, looking at what Variety's got, like they've got Minari getting in and the Five Bloods in there with the father sort of sitting on the outside.
Oh, I forgot about the father.
They-
Yeah.
Well, they usually. Well, I don't want to kind of Minari, a foreign language film because we had a whole conversation about it last time we recorded. But they usually do not nominate those kinds of. If I'm not mistaken, Roma wasn't nominated, right? And Parasite was nominated.
Parasite was, right? All right. Abe,
I have
investigate.
to check. I'll do that.
Abe, you're tasked with investigation. Yeah, right now I'm looking at Variety as well too. The father is an outside, and I think that
It was indeed, so I can eat my words.
it was well, but Parasite was a force of nature.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
it,
Literally, they just wreck all the walls possible. That kind of.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and a part of what the Variety said about Aaron Sorkin, that every feature film he's directed he's written has been nominated. So I mean, if this is the one that misses out, I really do not know why, because it's really good. It's a really good movie.
It is. It's a very good movie. I'd be very shocked as well too. I'm trying to think. So okay, so we all agree. We all have Mank, Chicago 7, and Nomadland. Those are the three we all have.
Yeah,
And then we were varying upon those last three spots. So expect those three to get in, and then some of those other two vying for spots, which is like Defy Bloods, Promising Young Woman, Soul, or even Minari.
One Night in Miami is probably
One Night in Miami as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where I really wish Golden Globes would separate this category, because it's like to pick 5 movies out of everything that's come out last year. It's really hard to narrow it all down, because I have no idea how they managed to do it, like, and how they decide what.
No, I agree. So any last thoughts before we move right on to the rest of the categories?
I don't, but it's one that we didn't talk about, and I don't think will be nominated in screenplay anyway, is Poor Borat, because I don't know how much is actually a script.
Well,
That's
I think that's like one place that's how that's a screenplay.
we completely lost you, Abe, with that.
But
So all we heard
Well,
was
then I won't repeat it. Yeah, that's a screenplay. That should be there.
it's Hollywood trying to censor Abe.
it's hard trying to censor it. I'm so sorry that Twitter has censored you today, sir. I'm so sorry.
I have all the secrets.
You have all the secrets. They can't let them get out. Anyway, no. Look out for The Father as well too, as Malcolm mentions on Variety's article. That's something that I'm thinking about switching with Promising Young Woman if I give them the chance. But anyway, we're gonna move right along to Best Director. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm moving on to Best Director right now. So this would be interesting because you could have a whole bunch of Netflix directors right in here, guys. Think about it. You could have Aaron Sorkin. You could have Spike Lee. You could have David Fincher. That is 3 out of the 5 right now. which I think that is a very interesting concept to think about. Netflix actually could have 3 in there for the first time.
Yeah.
They got that.
However, it's a very good possibility that actually all 3 of them could make it on there. Like, I definitely see that happening.
I mean, on my predictions, I've got all 3 of them. And this is actually one that I think could be the most diverse we've seen the Best Director nominations in a while, because you got David Fincher, Aaron Sorkin, Spike Lee, which are all men. You got and in my nomination, I've got Chloe Zhao and Regina King rounding out that top 5. So you've got a good mix of like male, female, people of color. So yeah.
No, that is literally my 5 as well, Malcolm. Those are the 5 I think you are most likely to see. Abe, do you disagree or agree?
I agree. However, if you were to ask me, I would not. Well, I haven't watched Nomadland or Night in Miami, but if I have to take one now out of the group of 4 or that I watch, I won't take out Aaron Sorkin, and I'm gonna say it again. The movie's fine, but I think he's still not reached that peak of directing. The writing is fantastic. He writes fantastic movies, but I don't see Trial of the Chicago 7 and say that camera movement, that shot tells me everything. That happened. You don't when no,
You're
but
not
honestly,
wrong.
yeah, but when you're watching, a great movie, well directed, usually look for those things. Those little details are the ones that make you. Let me find a word that it's not.
I mean, but
That makes you really happy, excited when you're watching a film,
yeah,
like a tracking shot, whatever choice.
The
And I
shot
don't see that on.
He doesn't have a
Yeah.
shot that tells the story without any
Yeah.
screenplay. He is a dialogue-driven director, which is great. And I think the reason he's getting on here is not because of the quality of his direction, which is fine at best, in my opinion. The screenplay is what really elevates it. He's getting on here because he's Aaron Sorkin, and it's a weak year. I mean, it's the Golden Globes too. Let's not be. I could
Like,
be very I could love his direction, but I don't. I wasn't head over heels with the direction.
I like Trial of the Chicago 7 better than Tenet. But if you were to ask me what it's better directed, it's Tenet. Like, you see Christopher Nolan and says, that guy just knows how to shoot a movie. That guy knows how to tell a story with a camera. It can be silent for 30 minutes and everything's going to be all right. You know where you are. Well, that movie's kind of, but you know what he's trying to tell you with the camera, and I don't see that in Aaron Sorkin. It's based on the screenplay. And that's where it likes it.
So are you? So do you have Christopher Nolan sort of rounding out the top 5?
Oh.
No, I'm not saying that.
I was going to say bold, sir. A bold one.
Oh, no, I was thinking somebody else. Like, I don't know. A George Clooney, he has a movie coming out.
Midnight Sky?
Well, I mean,
I don't know. A Paul Greengrass. It's the only horse Sonny has in the race. Something like that. I can say just say it because I don't like that much of the racing trials. But
I mean, now that you mentioned that, talking about George Clooney, how he is on the Variety's predictions for director. So
I don't know how.
I mean, I haven't seen Midnight Sky, so I can't judge it.
It is fine. It is a fine directed film. Direction is great. However, I have trouble seeing that get in for director above other people.
Yeah, I mean,
what about the guy in The Father? If I'm not mistaken, the Golden Globes really like the two popes.
They did.
And those little dramas, they can pull the direction because they're really well made.
Did that get direction? I don't think it got direction though, did it?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it was nominated.
I just don't think Aaron Sorkin deserves to be top. I'm sorry.
That's
my whole argument.
Yeah,
safe space.
What I was about to actually say is, did Aaron Sorkin get nominated at the Globes for Molly's Game?
No, he did not.
Okay, because I know he didn't get nominated at the Oscars anyway.
No, he did get nominated for Molly's Game.
As a director? No.
No, not sorry, not as director, as in screenplay. I thought you were talking about screenplay. Apologies. But no, that is okay. So director. So I think we all agree. We all agree on Fincher. We all agree on Lee. We all agree on Sorkin, begrudgingly for Abe. And we all
It's
believe.
not a
We all believe with Chloe Zhao. We all believe Chloe Zhao from Nomadland, correct?
Yes.
And then finally, do we all agree on Regina King?
correct. So
Yeah. I mean, I've
We-
got all 5. You've got heads, so
We all have the same 5. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. All right, so moving on to Best Supporting Actress. Oh, unless you guys have anything else you wanted to add for Best Director, apologies.
well, the last thing I was going to add is because I think Dan said it before on different shows, like with the Golden Globes, they want to get the celebrities there, so
I do.
that could be why George Clooney could make it in over some of these.
Right.
As much as we may not like that idea, that could be a case like, how are we going to get George Clooney?
Yeah.
Don't have him in director.
Oh, you're right. That's actually a very good point. Very good point, Malcolm. So moving on to Best Supporting Actress. So this is one that I think is interesting because I think this is acting is going to be very interesting this year because it can either be very top heavy or very just kind of dead in general. But actually, before I begin, I would like to Abe, can you tell us a little more about what do you have? Tell us which ones you think are locked, like definitely going to make it in. And I want you to kind of show us about what you have for these picks.
What I have locked, I think I just have 2. That's Amanda Seyfried for Mac and Olivia Colman for The Father.
Yep.
The other 3, I'm not sure because I have not watched many of those movies. So I will have, well, neither The Father, but Olivia Colman, she, that Oscar speech, she won a cards and everything. And what I read in her The Father, that the movie is fantastic, and it's the 1-2 between her and Anthony Hopkins. So yeah, so those 2 are the ones.
Agreed.
Which ones I have? Then I was thinking of I don't want to put her name, but Jung Jong for Minari, Ellen Burstyn for Pieces of a Woman, and just as the one that I would really like to watch, and I think it can happen, it's Maria Bakalova for Borat.
Wait.
I think Maria Bakalova is in comedy actress and not support.
She is. They're putting her in lead
really?
in Golden Globes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm eating my words. Then I don't have a 5th one.
So, I mean, let's be honest. This supporting actress isn't the best list ever. It's very sparse.
But yeah, I actually think there's actually 3 locks for this. I agree with Amanda Seyfried and Olivia Colman for sure. I think Ellen Burstyn is easily a lock as well. But there's so much talk of her as well, and and rounding out my 5, I've got Glenn Close and Saoirse Ronan. Although there's one pick on the Golden Globes predictions that I might switch one of these out for it, and as much as I think The Prom is not a good movie, I think like Nicole Kidman could get nominated for the same reason I talked about Clooney for director. They want to get the stars there. But yeah, as much as I really don't think The Prom is good.
No, and actually, that's a very astute observation. I keep forgetting they don't always go for quality at the Golden Globes. You heard that right, Golden Globes.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I think Amanda Seyfried is Seyfried for Fried.
I don't know. I always say Seyfried.
Seyfried.
I've heard Seyfried.
Seyfried. That's what I've heard as well.
Yeah,
I've never heard her name actually said out loud. But But Amanda, we'll call her Amanda, because that's her name. I think Amanda. It sounds so weird just saying their first name because I'm not on a first name basis with these people. Olivia Colman, the father, and Ellen Bernstein. I think those are your 3 locks because it's just a very weak year when it comes to supporting actress. Not saying there's a lot of weak performances. I just think that we haven't seen those performances that we from smaller films that we need to. A lot of the heavy hitters, quote unquote, are not out, are still yet to be discovered. But I think that's a very astute observation. I think right now those last 2 spots are up in the air. It depends on if they want to go for Minari. I don't know at this point. I'll know it eventually. For Yoo Jung Yeon, Glenn Close, Nicole Kidman for The Prom. So at this point, it's kind of battling on which one of those 3 kind of gets the spot for the Golden Globes because I highly doubt Nicole Kidman's getting in for supporting actress at the Oscars.
Yeah, well, I mean that's definitely true.
I mean,
also, what's this Mauritanian that Bride is going on about? Is that talking about Jodie Foster possibly getting in there as well?
I feel like that movie came out of nowhere. I don't really know too much about it other than the fact that it kind of almost appeared one day out of nowhere. But that could also, that's been getting a lot of buzz recently, so that could possibly also make a case of being something that we need to look out for. Because that's release date of February 12th. But yeah, no, I think Glenn Close might default. Do you guys think Glenn Close could, because she's Glenn Close, could default because it's a weak year?
I mean, everyone's still talking about her possibly getting in, and if she gets nominated so much times, eventually she's going to win because I mean, career. Why not?
I fall asleep trying to watch a movie, and I never finished it.
Youch!
I think I got into like 5 minutes and I was out. But I just have to say, if she was Meryl Streep, yes. If she's not Meryl Streep, I'm not sure.
Wow, that is a biting critique to highly acclaimed actress that she's not Meryl Streep. Wow.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Glenn Close is fantastic. She's a great actress. Have you watched what's that one where she kills the rabbit? You know what? It's
She killed the rabbit? Be more specific.
No, wait. Give me a second.
Are you
thinking of? I'm thinking of another actress. Oh, Fatal Attraction. Yeah, it's Fatal Attraction. Have you guys ever watched Fatal Attraction?
I've never seen Fatal Attraction.
No.
Oh my God! What are you guys doing? Like, let's end this live stream and start watching that.
I mean, it was something I went out to go see. I'm like, oh yes, Fatal Attraction. I can't wait to see that.
Well, it was released in 1980, so you probably were just Adams.
Well, I mean, like via renting back in my young days when Blockbuster was a thing, or getting stuff from Netflix. It wasn't something I sought myself out to see. But I will see it. Now that
what's the next category?
Yes. Anyway, moving right along. So, best supporting actor. Best supporting actor. This is another interesting one that I think that we have. You have Leslie Odom Jr. I think is getting a lot of buzz for One Night in Miami. You also have, I think, okay, Malcolm, the Destroyed over here started us off. Would you like to start us off with who do you think, of course, would be so in the supporting acting category that would be locks and that we should be talking about?
Yeah, this is one of those ones. I don't think there is a definitive lock. This is because this is one where it's going to come down to the ensemble and how they kind of pick. Because with One Night in Miami, you've got 4 potential people who could pop in here. Because I don't know if I think they're all going for supporting. So yeah. But the 5 I've got down here, I've got Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. I've got Sacha Baron Cohen for Trial of the Chicago 7. Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. Chadwick Boseman for The Five Bloods. And as a outside pick, because I've not heard of this movie, I just put him because he's Bull freaking Murray. Bull Murray for On the Rocks.
I've heard decent things about that, and I also have him in there because I think that he, through the power of Bill Murray, he could totally get in. What about you, The Destroyed?
Sorry for my eyes shaking.
It is
It's a
okay.
good
It is okay. Everyone has to. Everyone
one.
has advice.
I'm not sure. Bill Murray will get in because On the Rocks hasn't gotten any buzz, but as you say, it's a weak year. It's a probability. However, I want to highlight one from the movie Manning recommended, and I kind of liked it. Really liked it. It was pretty good. Sound of Metal, Paul Rassi, Paul Rassi,
Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Rasky,
I
Racy,
think he's gonna get in. Racy, I think he's gonna get in. I think he has a chance for the Oscar. Well, at least the nomination. Not sure if winning, but I think he gets in. I also like Chadwick Boseman, but I think we all have it as an actor in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So that's an movie, correct? And I think he can get double nomination, but I also see Chadwick getting in because it's really good in the movie, The Fight Club. So
No, and wait. So you don't have Bill Murray then, correct?
no,
Okay.
so I have Paul Rudd.
I think Bill Murray misses in the Oscars and SAG and everywhere else, but I think he comes in the Golden Globes because they want Bill Murray to be there. That's the only reason I think he gets in. And because I heard beforehand when we were talking, the Variety reported that they were really liking Judas and the Black Messiah and Billie Holiday, or United States versus Billie Holiday. They're really liking those, and that could translate, I think, to a supporting nomination for Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. Which I think he could get in there, and Paul Racy, I think he's going to get in there too. But if he misses Golden Globes, I won't be shocked because he's not a big name at all. But yes, Sacha Baron Cohen and Leslie Odom Jr. I think are the two that we're most likely to see with all this buzz, but I could be wrong. But you're right, Malcolm. This one is the most wide open, I think, because there's no big front runner, and it could be anyone coming up out of nowhere. But I think don't be surprised if Chadwick Boseman gets in for his performance in Da 5 Bloods and is nominated in both actor and supporting actor in everywhere, SAG, Golden Globes, and Oscars.
Yeah, and I mean, there's another one in this category which could get a double elimination, but we'll get to that later on.
I now know what you're talking about. I was about to say, who's that? Oh, I totally get you. This person could actually. It's highly possible this person is absolutely going to get a double nomination. In fact, I think it's very likely this person is getting a double nomination. I know who you're talking about. Moving right along, and that is best film as best supporting actor. I'm moving right along to best film musical comedy actress. So for actress, would you like to start us off with this one? Tell us, who do you think is the one that definitely is locked in?
The one I just mentioned earlier, Maria Bakalova from Borat. Can I read the whole title? Well, I have the whole title open.
If you can,
I won't read the whole title because I closed the tab.
Take a seat, everybody.
So that one, I think Meryl Streep from The Prom. I have not watched that film. I was gonna watch it, but it was 2 hours and 12 minutes, and I'm not gonna watch a musical not named Chicago or West Side Story that's longer than 2 hours. I think Rashida Jones for The Rocks. You say week year?
That'd be awesome nomination.
I'm thinking from a movie you guys both love, but I don't really like. Anna Taylor-Joy for Emma.
Yeah.
And just for the sake of it, I have Michelle Pfeiffer for a movie I did not watch, but it's French Exit.
I don't know what that,
but it wasn't Gold Derby.
I've actually got four. I've actually got 3 of those picks that you have there.
I have 4 of those picks that you have right over there, and I think that is a testament to, like, this is gonna this might be locked up minus that last one, possibly a nice one at the end. We all have Maria Bakalova. We all have her. We all have Meryl Streep because she's Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
We all have. Do we all have Rashida Jones?
I do not.
Okay. Do we all have Michelle Pfeiffer?
I do not.
Yes.
And I know you have. Actually, I have Anya Taylor-Joy.
So do I.
Okay.
Yeah, Manning, and I have faith.
Yes, we have the exact same. We have the exact same list. However, I'd not be surprised if Michelle Pfeiffer just misses because I've forgotten.
If
No,
you were to ask me, probably none of these actors. Well, instead, I'm sorry, Maria will be nominated for the Oscar. Like, this is not. They
I mean,
just let's nominate because there's something else. You want to nominate someone for acting in a supporting role. I always forget her name, but she's a great actress. Have you guys watched Lovebirds?
no.
It's what's her name? She's in a photograph too. She's a great actress.
are you
Isaiah
thinking?
Ray. Yeah, Isaiah Ray. Isaiah Ray. Yeah, that's her
Oh,
name.
Issa Rae?
Yeah,
Issa Rae. Yeah, she's great in that movie. It was really funny. It's one of the only comedies that came out this year. So
Oh wait, was that the one with Camille Nanjiani and Issa Rae?
yeah,
Ah, okay. Yep,
yeah.
just hit me now. I'm like,
I
wait a minute.
really did not like Lovebirds.
Oh,
Well, I like it. Also, you want to nominate Rachel McAdams for Eurovision. She's great in it. Movie's fine, but she's great in it. I'm sorry, but
But anyway, like when I was going through this on Gold Derby, it made me realize how little comedy movies are actually out there. Because looking at what was in
yeah,
the top, because it seems like 2020 is really drama heavy.
it
but
is.
the other two people I have, because I've got Meryl Streep, Maria Bakalova, Anya Taylor-Joy. I've got Kristen Milotti from Palm Springs, and I've got Emily Blunt from Wild Mountain Thyme, which I've never seen. I don't know much about. I got it because it's Emily Blunt.
They do like Emily Blunt. They do like Emily Blunt.
Just
well,
to be
you know,
we're talking about stars, and I'm thinking about this movie that I don't know if a lot of people like, but I really like it. I thought it was fun. Will you nominate Margot Robbie for Birds of Prey just for the sake of it? Because the field is weak, and it's one of
I
the
mean,
only comedies that
no.
came out. I'm just asking. I'm just putting it on the
I mean,
table.
it's one
I,
of those. I mean, it's one of those ones I would cast it as a comedy. Like with the way it came out, I don't think it she gets nominated though. I think it's possible, but yeah.
You can also nominate what's the name from the girl from 11? Her name is 11. Uh, oh my
Millie
god. Yeah, from Enola Holmes. People like that movie, right?
I
I'm
guess.
just throwing
I
just like more well-known names or stuff like that, just because as we have said multiple times during the show, the field is weak.
The field is very weak. It's very, very weak. Yeah, no, I think that kind of sums it up. It's a very weak field so far that we have. However, I would not be surprised to take Michelle Pfeiffer off and put Emily Blunt instead. So, because I'm gonna be real, Emily Blunt's probably a bigger name right now than Michelle Pfeiffer. Sorry. All right, moving on. Best film comedy / musical. The infamous one that The
Are
Martian
we
won.
not doing actor? Are we
I
not doing
skipped actor. You're right. I went right by actor. Forget that. Moving back. Zoop. Okay. So, best film comedy musical actor. We have, of course. I'm gonna start off this one, and I know we all have the same one. Probably most likely to win. Maybe. Knock on wood. Sacha Baron Cohen for Borat's subsequent movie film. Do we
Yep.
all have that as the most likely, not only nominated to win, but probably to win, or nomination but win? Okay, I thought so. All right, Sacha Baron Cohen, 2 nominations probably that will transpire, more likely than not. Good year for him, very good year. I think you also are going to have the possibility of Andy Samberg for Palm Springs. I got a lot of love when it came out, and then a Dev Patel for Personal History of David Copperfield, from what apparently was
It's
also.
so good. It's so good.
Is it okay?
I've got Dev Patel in mine.
All right.
So
I think those are the.
3.
I think those are 3 for 3. Now, this is where we get iffy because apparently Hamilton is eligible to get nominated in subsequent categories. And now the question remains, does Lin-Manuel Miranda, Leslie Odom Jr., or anyone from that crew make it in?
I mean, I've got Lin Manuel in my prediction, I don't entirely agree that it should be eligible, but if it's eligible, I do think the most likely one to be nominated is Lynn. Um, but yeah,
Because
yeah,
Leslie Odom Jr. will probably be in supporting actor, and they don't need to nominate him, so they'll bring Lin Manuel.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Because it's very rare. One thing I've noticed is it's very rare for Golden Globes to do double nominations a lot of the time.
Yep.
And especially for this category, I think they want to get Lynn there, and want to give some love. So I do think Lynn gets in over Leslie just because he's the lead character of Hamilton's. If you want to go that way.
You're right. Abe, what are your thoughts? Do you think that Hamilton is making an appearance in actor?
Just for the sake of fame and the Golden Globes being the Golden Globes, yes, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda has a shot of being nominated. I don't know if you guys have mentioned. Well, I've listened, but I'm pretty sure I didn't hear his name. Pete Davis of the King of Staten Island.
I have him.
I'm sure
Yes,
you
I
guys
do have
watch
him.
it. Yeah,
So
but
do I.
It's really amazing. Like it's well, I don't know what I have to tell you, but I tell you people that it's kind of a autobiographical film from him, and I think it's pretty good. He really hits the strings. I really like the movie, and I think it will be well deserved nomination if you ask
I agree.
for any award, not only Golden Globe, but like, for any award.
So we all have Pete Davidson.
Yep.
Yes.
And so basically that's that last spot that we're unsure of what's gonna transpire. Is it going to be? Are they gonna go because my big thing, are they gonna go full Hamilton, or will they go like what I have right now is a James Corden and The Prom. That's what I have at the moment.
Go full
I mean,
Hamilton.
I would much rather they go Hamilton than go the Prom.
Yikes! Ow!
I mean, James Corden is the performance in The Prom I really did not like.
I have yet to see The Prom. Is it that bad?
It's not good.
Oh wow! Oh my! I can't wait to see this thing.
But in saying that, it's the Globes. It could be nominated.
You are. That is a fact right there. That is a fact.
But it's one of those ones that I really don't even want Meryl Streep being nominated. She was at least good in The Prom. I mean,
that is a bold claim. Let's see. All right. So, moving right along now to first off, any thoughts, Abe, that you have on that last pick? Hamilton.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hamilton.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to go to best comedy musical, the one that Martian won, and we'll never forget it. I think we are going to have. To me, I think this is a likely place for Borat subsequent movie film to take it, and I think we all have that. Now this is going to get interesting. I want you to say yes if you guys have this. Do you guys have The Prom?
no.
For stars, yes.
Do you have Hamilton?
Yes.
I mean, I do not.
Do you have On the Rocks?
No.
Okay, this is where all depends on this. It's like if Bill Murray gets nominated, it's happening. If he does not get nominated, it's not happening. And
Agreed.
I put M instead of it.
Agreed.
So if both actors are nominated, it's happening. If one of them misses, I don't think it's happening.
And then last one I have is Emma.
I've got Emma.
You guys don't have Palm Springs?
Palm Springs, I might take out with Emma. I might take Emma out and put Palm Springs in. I'm not sure yet. I just kind of want to manifest Emma to get nomination.
I mean, I've got Palm Springs as well.
What about King of Staten Island? Do you guys see that?
I've got King of Staten Island.
I do not have King of Staten Island on
You
there.
know, it's one of the it's more. Well, I haven't watched most of the film, but it's more straight up a comedy. If we're gonna say that, like
Hmm.
it has the names in it. Bill Burr. What's the name of the mom that I cannot remember that now? I
Marissa
don't remember.
Tomei.
Oh yeah, Marisa Tomei. Oh my god, how can I forget? Uh, it has what's the name of the director? Judd Apatow directing and everything. So
Oh, I
it
forgot he
has
directed.
it has yeah. So it has
Um,
pedigree, if you will call it that can get a nomination.
but yeah, like for me, like in my head, in my heart, I think Hamilton's getting nominated here because I mean, like I think I said it on a podcast before when we were talking about should it be eligible. I think if it get, I think I said if it gets nominated here, I'll be okay with it. But for me, the other one that I kind of want to be nominated because I think it's really good is the personal history of David Copperfield.
Hmm.
Um, and so I think that rounds out my five.
Hmm. I think this might be the most divergent we've all had with because I think we only all have Borat. That's the only one we all have, I think. Because you don't
Yeah.
have Emma, Abe.
I do.
You do have Emma.
Well, all depends on the rocks. That's my argument. That's
Oh,
my fifth wipe. That's my argument.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
depends on the rocks.
I think this goes back to what we were saying before. But like comedy musical is just very light. Like, there's really
it
not a
is.
lot of. It really is not a lot of front runners. Sort of in a lot of them, with the exception of maybe the actor, because as we discovered, we kind of all thought on the same wavelength as for that.
Yeah, no, we all are on the same wavelength for that one. This one, I feel like could be scatterbrained. It could be whatever they feel like it at a whim, because we all know the Hollywood Foreign Press is this. They are this entity that do what they please.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that. I mean, I think if any, I mean, I know even though I'm pretty sure it's classed as drama for the Globes, I think if any of them get the Martin treatment and ends up here, is probably Promising Young Woman if they want that to get a
yeah,
win. That could be the one, weird one that comes up in comedy.
that could be. I could see that. That'd be interesting though to see how that manifested into that specific film.
Oh
Um,
yeah, no, it totally.
be
But
really
that's not a
interesting.
comedy.
I know, but they could
That's not
Martian
a
it.
comedy.
The
Oh, well.
Martian's not a comedy, but here we are. All right. So, all right, we'll speed a little along there because we're almost at the end. But now we're going to go into best film drama actor. Now, I think this one's a little more. I think this one's a little more straightforward, in my personal opinion. That it is that there's like four probably that are like locks. Malcolm, I'd love to hear what your locks are. You think are like this. This is the no brainer.
So for me, I think all fives I've got down are the locks. I think this is actually the most straightforward category to predict.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom,
Mm-hmm.
Gary Oldman for Mank, Delroy Lindo for The Five Bloods, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, and Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal.
We all have the same five again. It's the second time this has happened. This is the most straightforward. I think you could have a possibility of Stephen Yoon get in for Minari. Minari.
I can see that happening.
I guess that happening depending on how much they love it. I think if he won't get in here, the SAG's where he might get in. Personally, I think, or you could have Tom Hanks get in because he's Tom Hanks for News of the World. Like, take out a Delroy Lindo or Gary Oldman for a Tom Hanks, and you might be able to have that in. Go ahead, Malcolm.
The other one that could come out of nowhere, Ben Affleck for The Way Back, with people forgotten about that movie.
They have forgotten about that movie. You think he has a shot of possibly surprising?
I mean, I did early in the year, like early in 2020, when we didn't really know what was happening, but I think like I don't know who would take out before Ben Affleck to get in.
Mhm.
But I think there could still be a chance for Ben to maybe get nominated.
It's a possibility, and this is the part we mentioned Ben Affleck, and I now suddenly feel like, do you hear Matt? I hear Matt suddenly now. Like it's like you say Ben Affleck 3 times and Matt appears. Matt, if you're watching,
Ben
we have
Affleck,
said
Ben
Ben
Affleck,
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Oh God, Matt! No. He's like, how are you in my room? Anyway, love you, Matt. So we're gonna move right along.
I was
go
going to
ahead.
do a joke and flick him the link, but but
So right now, okay. So I think the biggest thing is that I think will this be Chadwick Boseman's year? I'd love us to see how that trend how that how that progresses. But honestly, I think this is the 5 you're gonna get. Don't be shocked if this is what you get.
yeah, I'm not.
Although I think if Steven Yeun gets in here, I think that'll be a testament to the power of Minari, and that we should look out for it because it's technically it's a foreign language film, and that's kind of a testament to a power if that can make it in.
Actually, come to think of it, awkward. I don't know how you know, but Aquafina she was left out for the farewell in actress, wasn't she?
Oh, she was,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think that Stephen
Well,
Yeun might to be full the same fate.
yeah, he might get in. He probably won't win because she won for comedy musical, Aquafina. She didn't get the Oscar or SAG, so she kind of got left out in all those areas. I don't. Although I think Minari is getting a lot bigger. Minari, I'll find out eventually, is getting a lot more love. But moving right along to best film drama actress. Could you tell us what you have right now for best drama actress, Abe? What are the locks and people we should look out for?
Pure honesty, I think we have like 4 locks and one that, yeah, it may happen. Depends how the movie gets received this week when it comes out. But I think we can all agree it's Viola Davis in my rating is Black Bottom, correct?
Yep.
To get nominated or to win?
No, nominated.
Yes. I was about to say win, but nominated. Yes, I think she's
Frances McDormand for Nomadland.
Yes.
Karen Monaghan for Promising Young Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the 4th one is Vanessa Kirby for Peaceful Woman.
Yep.
Yes.
That I think it's a lock. Then the 5th one, as I said, the movie comes out this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, and that's Zendaya for Malcolm and Marie.
No, I do not have her in there as a possibility. I have.
Okay, so who do you have?
I think this is a 3-way battle for the last spot, and I'm curious to see what we all have. I have Sophia Loren for The Life Ahead. There we go. Malcolm has the same one. I'd merely say that because she is a veteran actress. Actress? What the? She is a veteran actress, and I would not be surprised if they managed to, get her of nomination. She showed up, but I think we've heard a lot. There's been a lot of good buzz for the United States versus Billie Holiday and Andra Day, who's been getting a lot of buzz for her performance as Billie Holiday. Could possibly sneak in as there as well too. It depends on if enough people have seen it, but it's like less than 100 people, so it's more than likely.
Actually, that's another one that's not on Gold Derby is foreign language picture.
Oh yeah. You're right. I forgot about that.
And we haven't actually talked about animated yet either. So
I forgot about that. I forgot about animated. Oh well, we'll do that right there before we do drama. But no, I think
we know what's winning, right?
For animated.
Well, but anyway, I think with with Abe's thing about Malcolm and Marie, that could actually.
It could
be an interesting because I think if I remember rightly, I think Variety's got Zendaya as a outside chance of getting nominated. So that and actually, which makes me wonder, could John David Washington be sort of an outside chance for the actor if Zendaya's getting some love for this one?
If they really like it and they both make it, don't be shocked if that film is to make it into drama. That could definitely make it in.
Look, I haven't watched them, but John David Washington. Oh my god, that guy can act.
He can.
As long as he's better in this than he was in Tenant.
Tenet's not
I
his
mean-
fault.
Yeah, that's Christopher Nolan. You have to. The director has to take some blame for the performance.
Someone
He
needs to
wasn't
tell
bad, like,
Christopher Nolan no. Someone needs to say, "Let's not do that today, sir."
I want to know who the intern is going to be that
I
does that,
mean-
so he can get fired.
I mean, I think Warner Brothers tried saying no, we can't release your movie in 2020.
That's true. He's like, "No, you're going to release it in theaters." You might know. I think that's what we have for drama. Before we go to best film drama, I skipped a best animated feature. We will not predict. Personally, we will not predict foreign language feature because I think that is still like up in the air specifically because I'm not as. It's going to be harder to do that because they're very weird when they do their nominations. We'll of course predict when we get the Oscars.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Minerva is probably going to win anyway.
More than likely. It's very highly. All right, Golden Globe film nominations 2024 best animated feature. So I think you have a couple of locks. I think you have 3 locks, maybe 4. You have Soul, Wolfwalker,
Correcto.
Over the Moon, and then Onward.
I have all 4.
I also
You have
have
all
all 4.
All right, so then this is one I know you guys may not have, but I decided to go big or go home because these last movies from this series have gotten a lot of love at BAFTA, but some other places too, like the Annies, and that has Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon.
I mean, that is a weird choice, but I think Shaun the Sheep, the movie, got nominated at the Globes when that came out. So I will double check that. The one I had was the Willoughbys, just for no reason, because I wasn't a big fan of that movie. But I mean, this might be like, in looking at this is going to be one of the odd years in which 2 Pixar movies are competing against each other.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
Can I just say that I just think I think they're gonna go for the Croods anyway, just for the sake because it's the one that came out and it's the most popular.
Well, I mean, Cruise New Age is another one that I think is on that cusp of getting in. Because I think it's going to come
but if
down.
I have to get, they'll go with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I think it's going to be one of those cases in which, because both Wolfwalkers and Over the Moon, and I think Willoughby's is a all kind of dubbed international ones. I don't know too much about them, but yeah. So Shaun the Sheep, the movie, was nominated at the Oscars for animated feature.
Wow.
We got and it was nominated at the Golden Globes for Best Animated Movie.
Well, I'm not that far out, everybody. There is a method to my madness.
So it's going to come down to if they do put a lot of the Netflixy ones like Over the Moon, Willoughby's, or the Apple TV Plus, I want to say Wolfwalkers.
It is Wolfwalkers. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Well, is it on Apple TV Plus?
It is. Yeah. No. Yeah. I thought you were saying if it was called Wolfwalkers. It is called Wolfwalkers, and it is on Apple TV Plus. Anyway. All right. So I think we all have those 4. So wait. Hey, what was yours again? I know. Was it the Willoughbys?
No, it's the Croods.
It is the Croods. So we all have that. We all have a different last one. So that'll be interesting to see which one of us. I think more than likely one of those 3 will get in. So I'm curious to see which one of those it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Scoob doesn't get a nomination, I'll be happy.
Well, I'm knocking on wood right now.
There's Trolls, and what else is going on? Like, they came out a lot of nominations. It hasn't been good at all.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
want to
probably.
incur another Matt Coons appearance, but the Boss Baby didn't deserve to be nominated, so there's a good chance they will nominate another one that doesn't deserve to be nominated.
Eee. You're not wrong. All right, so
We love you, Matt.
we do. So finally, we're going to go into Gold Derby. Gold Derby's predictions. Sorry, my Gold Derby predictions I'm looking at right now. We're going to go to Best Film Drama. And that is, for me, all right, stop me if you guys have this. I'm curious at what we have. But Nomadland,
Yep.
The Trial of the Chicago
I'll be-
7,
Yes.
Yep.
Mank,
Yep.
Yes.
One Night in Miami.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, so close. And then I also have Da Five Bloods.
Yep.
No.
Okay, so we all have 4 at least that are similar with each other. So what is the one, Malcolm, what do you think is the one that we need to look out for? Okay, we can agree Nomadland, Trial of the Chicago 7, and Mank are more than likely going to be in there. All 3 of the ones we have.
Yeah.
All right. So then what are the other 2 that you have, Malcolm?
Yeah, so I've also got the Five Bloods. And the other one is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Although there is one that if Malcolm Murray is getting a lot of buzz, I could see that potentially stealing that 5th
Mhm.
spot.
I merely did not have Ma Rainey's Black Bottom merely because that is 3 Netflix films in here. That would be Da Five Bloods, that'd be Mank, Trials of Chicago 7. Well, that'd be 4 if that was the case. That'd be a majority of Netflix films. And I think out of those, I think Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, maybe Da Five Bloods Get Out, maybe it's Ma Rainey's Black. That's my thinking when I saw that. So wait, so you have Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but what would you take out of Malcolm and Marie? Where would it get in?
Well, it'll be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Like I do kind of feel more confident on Da Five Bloods potentially getting in. I mean, ultimately, I do think one of Boseman's movies he was in is getting into the
Agreed. I'm more comfortable with The Five Bloods because I'm more comfortable with Spike Lee getting in. Like, I see Spike Lee getting in, and I feel like the director more than likely will bring in The Five Bloods. That's why I'm confident in that.
I mean, the question is, do we see the same 5 the same 5 directors potentially being nominated?
That's a great question. And only time will tell when we get Golden Globes DGA as well. And BAFTA. And what are the 2 that you have besides Nomadland, Chicago 7, and Mank?
Sorry. I have One Night in Miami.
Mhm.
And which I think I agree with you. And I'm thinking about The Father or Promising Young Woman. And I'm leaning more about The Father. I'm going to tell you why. Because it has 2 strong performances from what we heard. It's probably going to get a screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about directing. We're not sure about the 5th one. Oh, I'm not sure about the 5th one. And if he gets a direction nomination, which I just pull out his name and I just close the tab again. I guess that's my favorite thing to do. Let me pull his name because I don't want to be disrespectful.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones like I was almost going to put Promising Young Woman in
Florian
this.
Zeller. Florian Zeller is the name of the director of The Father.
Okay.
And I think that's strong enough to bond, a package that if you get nominated director, screenplay, actor, supporting actress, you probably should get in Best Picture. So that's my thinking about the one.
That's a solid thought, honestly. Any last thoughts you guys have at Golden Globes before we quickly bolt to SAG?
Nope.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to add.
Okay. All right. What is one big, bold nomination you hope to see on Golden Globes morning?
Bad Boys for Life.
Well, likelihood of happening, Abe. I'm sorry. I
That
don't think that's
movie's
gonna happen.
better than. Well, haven't watched a lot of those, but that movie's so damn great. It's better than the first two. I'll say right
I,
now.
I mean, my big bold prediction is all the four people in One Night in Miami taking up 4 of the spots in supporting actor.
Oh wow, that would be telling. I would think honestly. Mine will be. I think Emma will be getting in best film comedy musical, although it's not too bold. So to go bolder, I'm going to say that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom will only get 2 acting nominations. It's gonna miss out everywhere else except 2 acting nominations. That's my bold prediction.
And actually, talking about Emma, I do have a bold prediction for that. Bill Nighy for best supporting actor.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be amazing. I'd love it. I would love that. Oh, sounds amazing. All right, so closing in on the Golden Globes, and for the next little 10 or 15 minutes, we will go into the SAG predictions that will happen the day after the Golden Globes. A little later, it's like 10 a.m. Eastern, I believe, so we'll have that time as well. So we're going to start off. Whoop, I do not have the right one up. Give me a hot second, everybody. I apologize. This was very much last minute.
Are we going to start from the bottom? Because I do have the right one up.
We are going to start from the bottom.
So do you want me to lead off with supporting actor then?
I am so curious to hear what your supporting actor would be. So please tell us what is Malcolm's supporting actor? Who do you think is, of course, the locks, and give us who you have, and we will agree and disagree accordingly.
I mean, this is one that a lot of them is going to be similar to what I actually had for the Globes, but I've got Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. I've got Sacha Baron Cohen for Trial of the Chicago 7, Chadwick Boseman for The Five Bloods, Paul Racy for Sound of Metal, and Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yes, 100%. Yes. I think I have the exact same 5, and I think Bill Murray gets in for Golden Globes, but he misses for this. Personally,
Yeah.
I think that is the case. And instead, you'll get I think honestly, Bill Murray replaces either Chadwick or Paul Racy. Chadwick because Chadwick's already been nominated, and they would like to have Bill Murray come in. Or Paul Racy because he's not that big of a name. But I think if you're going now, I think that we should be looking at Paul Racy, Chadwick Boseman, Daniel Kaluuya, Sacha Baron Cohen, and Leslie Odom Jr. So I completely agree with that. That is my 5 as well.
Yeah, although I do have been seeing a lot of buzz for that Kingsley Ben Adair as well for various awards for One Night in Miami as well, so he could sneak in there.
I mean, yeah, we could have 2 people from One Night in Miami. I would not be shocked along those lines. Do you think there's any? I know that we heard some buzz for Glenn Turman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Do you think that's a thing, or do you think we're just going to have no one from Ma Rainey getting besides the 2 main actors?
I mean, like Ma Rainey is one of those ones that, and we'll get to that when we get to the top, but that's one that I think could miss out on getting individual nominations, but just get ensemble.
That's very true. So what about you, Abe? What do you have for supporting actor for SAG?
Okay, so give me a second. I think they're pretty much the same as my Golden Globe ones. Leslie Odom for One Night in Miami. Sorry, my dog is here. Well, my sister does. I think Sacha Baron Cohen. Paul Racy. I do think here it's where Bill Murray comes in. I think the fact that it's Bill Murray, popular between actors, great actor, being here for a long time. I think he does good. And I'm thinking Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mm-hmm. So we have the exact.
We have the exact opposite from the Golden Globes. Like we don't think Bill Murray's getting in here.
Look at! Oh, so cute. We got a special dog. I love it. Yeah, no, I think this is gonna be your 5, unless there is a wrench thrown into everything, which we'll find out. Because are they this close to each other, Golden Globes and SAG?
I don't. Well, they usually are not. Like the Golden Globes are
Not
the different
days.
animal. And SAG. Oh,
What was that, Abe?
oh, what are you asking? I'm sorry. I think I
Oh, I'm saying,
misunderstood your question.
okay, there might have been like a communication, but I was saying is like, has there ever been this much of a like a distant, like they're so close together, they're literally a day next after each other for the nominations. Is there ever, I can't remember off the top of my head, but isn't there like some like a week or so at least?
No, usually, if I'm not mistaken, Golden Globes come out in December, like
Correct. Yeah.
first, second week of December, because they happen usually first Sunday of January, unless it's New Year's, which I don't remember happening New Year's. But yeah, they usually happen, and SAC usually comes out like later in the month or early January. So I'm not sure.
I think the SAG Awards are April the 4th. I'm just looking that up
Okay.
now. But yeah, Lily Collins and David Diggs are going to be the announcers of the nominations on February the 4th.
Oh, nice. That's in 2 days.
Yeah, the SAG Awards take place on April the 4th. It was originally set for March the 14th, but
Yep.
rescheduled.
Of course. All right, so now,
Yeah,
go ahead.
rescheduled after the Grammy Awards took the March the 14th spot.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go now into best supporting actress. So, Abe, what do you have for best supporting actress?
Okay, give me a second.
Your second has been requested and it has been approved.
Okay, Olivia Colman, Amanda
Yes.
Seyfried, Ellen
Yes.
Bernstein,
Yes.
Maria Bakalova,
Yes.
and I think this is I'm not sure about Nicole Kidman, which I think that was, but I think Ju Jong Jung, I think she has a really chance of getting nominated for the movie for Minari.
I do not have that.
And I just have to say, I should have to know how to at least understand a little Chinese, because there's a huge Chinese community where I live in Mexico. So I really should learn more about the culture. I just want to point out,
All right.
as a personal note.
There you go.
So I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah, yeah. This is where I think Glenn Close might sneak in a nomination for Hillbilly Elegy. But yeah, I don't have any reasons for that other than she's Glenn Close.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. There's always that one. See, there's always that one like nomination where you're like, wait, Jennifer Aniston in Cake, or
She had actual buzz.
what was that?
She had actual buzz. Like for the movie Cake, Jennifer Aniston. She actually was pretty good in that movie.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
fine.
I'm not saying as in like they're not quality. I'm saying out of nowhere it's like, oh wow, or what was that one with or Saint Vincent when
Melissa McCarthy.
not yeah, but not Melissa McCarthy. She didn't get it. It was the
Naomi Watts.
yeah, Naomi Watts got
Naomi
it.
Watts.
We're like, that's interesting that she got in for Saint Vincent, or
That movie is
when
great. I love them.
or when
I'm gonna comment every movie you say.
you do like comedy. What was that? Oh no, what was that? There was a Sarah Silverman. There was a movie that she did like a while ago, and she got in. It was a smaller film, and she managed to get a nomination. I can't remember what it was,
I
but like,
Smile Back.
yes, that's it. I Smile Back. There's
I
always
haven't
going to
watched
be
that
like,
one, so I can't comment.
well, I'm surprised. Good job remembering. There's always that one like nomination, and I think you could get like a Saoirse Ronan and Ammonite or something because they like Saoirse Ronan. They like her, and she could get in, or it could be Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. But I think Coleman, Seyfried, Bernstein, Baklava. Those 4 are like we're more than likely going to get those. So that's my 2 cents. Anything else you want to add before we get on to best film actor?
Nope.
All right, Malcolm, take us away. What do you have for best film actor?
I've got once again, this is kind of similar to what I've got for the Globe. So I've got Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Riz Ahmed, Delroy Lindo, and Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same with the Golden Globes. I had the same as mine.
So wait, do we all have? Repeat that one more time. I want to make sure I got that right.
Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins,
Mm-hmm.
Riz Ahmed, Delroy Lindo, Gary Oldman.
Okay, so this is where things get interesting. I have Gary Oldman missing. I know that's going to be the shock. I have a big shock, and I have Steven getting in for Minari. However, I could eat my words, and I think maybe Delroy Lindo could miss, and in fact, you could have Gary Oldman. That is a possibility. However, Mank has really decreased, and I think this is going to be like some of the chips in its armor. But I could eat my words, and my go big go home thing of him missing could be very, very wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that I think, like, I agree with you. Like, I've not heard anyone talk about Mank in a while, but I think everyone still talks about how great Gary Oldman was in it. So that's kind of why I kind of went there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, and again, this is merely I'm gonna go big and go home with a prediction because why not? So that's my 2 cents.
You know, I'm not thinking this is gonna happen, but I can see a surprise nomination as we talk about sometimes. I can see Sacha Baron Cohen getting nominated. If he doesn't get nominated for supporting actor, we're bored. So that's something I can see happen. Not sure if it's gonna happen, but I can see.
But he would need to do a lot of leaps and bounds, I think, to get that. Yeah, because but anyway, all right. So tell us, who do you have for film actress, Abe?
Okay, give me a couple seconds. Viola Davis, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, same with the Golden Globes drama. Frances McDormand, Karen Mulligan, Vanessa Kirby, and I think Zendaya Toscari.
I
You know,
actually
she
do
just won an Emmy. She just won an Emmy a couple months ago. She has that Best Acting for Euphoria, if I'm not mistaken. It's the name of the series. I have not watched it, but I know it
Euphoria.
exists. Yeah, Euphoria. So yeah, so I think those 5. So that's fine.
She did win. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that I can't remember who I don't have Sophia Loren for in the Golden Globe, but this is one that I thought of throw Zendaya in here because I think she's probably more likely to be nominated here than the Globes. Although she could be nominated in both, that's a possibility as well.
Oh, it's so good of a point. She did win.
Sorry,
there's
this movie that came out, I think 2002, 2000. It has stars Will Ferrell and Ben Stiller. It's called Zoolander, and Will Ferrell plays this character named Mugatu, if I'm not mistaken, and he says about Hansel. He's so hot right now, and Zendaya is so hot right now. So that's why I think the Gold Derby nomination makes sense. The Golden Globe nomination makes sense. I think the SAG nomination makes sense, and don't be surprised she's Oscar nominated Zendaya by the end of April, or beginning of April.
So
end of April.
wait, you think that this is Oscar nominated? She's going to be an Oscar nominated actress.
She can. I haven't watched that movie. I haven't watched the movie. Cannot tell that for certain.
Well, I mean,
she's so hot right now. So.
I mean, I think at this stage, the only ones who've seen Malcolm and Marie are critics who may have got it in early.
Yeah, it comes out this week.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it next episode, I guess.
Can we just appreciate the fact that she has gone from Disney Channel to possibly being an Oscar-nominated actress? When's the last time that happened?
You do not do drugs. You just don't do drugs.
There you go.
Was Zac Efron ever Oscar nominated?
Never Oscar, not even for High School Musical 3 senior year.
You know, that guy is a great actor. That guy is a great actor.
He's a good actor.
He just needs to be.
I think he'll be the first Disney Channel star to be nominated at the Oscars.
Wait, who was?
Zendaya, if she gets an Oscar nomination. I
mean, someone should fact check us if there's any Disney Channel star from the time of Disney Channel's inception that may have gotten an Oscar nomination.
Justin Timberlake has been nominated for an Oscar.
Well, for a song, that's not
Well,
the
Not
same.
for acting.
I mean, Justin Timberlake wasn't really in the Disney Channel original movie.
Correct. He didn't have his own show or anything. Like you don't see
Shia LaBeouf. No, he has never been nominated.
He has been nominated. He's the closest one, though. He's the closest one that can.
He should have, he's an asshole because of what came out, but he should have been nominated for Honey Boy.
I mean, that was last year, but sadly.
Yeah, he should have been. Have you guys watched that movie?
No.
I have not. I still have not seen Honey Boy.
Okay, you can go eat grass.
Anyway, ensemble.
Yes. Anyway, ensemble. So, but I do not have Zendaya. I'm not going that bold. Just to let you all know, I'm still going with Sophia Loren as a veteran actress, and that they're going to give it to her as a possibility. I could eat my words, and I might change it by tomorrow night, but we'll see. Anyway, yes. Film ensemble. We have. Are you guys ready? This is the no-brainer. Trial of the Chicago 7.
Correct.
Yep.
That is like a cast. One Night in Miami.
No.
Yes.
Oh no! Wow, that ended fast. We also have Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
No.
Wow, this is getting interesting already. Five Bloods.
Yep.
Yes.
And then, ready for this? Minari.
No.
Yes.
Wow, okay, so we're going to take a step back because I'm confused on what had what. Malcolm, okay, we all agreed on Chicago 7. We all agreed on Five Bloods.
Yes.
Me and Manning agreed on Ma Rainey's.
Yes.
I don't have my rating.
However, this is going to get interesting. So, Malcolm, we all only have 2 that we completely agree on for all 3 of us.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to Abe, tell us what you have in comparison.
Okay, so I just don't have my ratings, and I just think because the movie it's not the greatest of greatest. It does have 2 really good performances, which will be weird to not be nominated for best because there's 2 performances that are nominated, whatever. But I do think if you call about an ensemble piece, more than likely, I think Mank comes over it because there's more people playing with each other on screen. That sounds weird, but back and forth between Mank and the 2 writers, and then he goes into a writer's room, and then Amanda Seyfried on the other side, and everything. I think that pushes it in. And that's the only one that I differ with you. I do think Minari gets in. I don't think you have to be nominated. Parasite was not nominated for anything, if I'm not mistaken, actress-wise. Well, individual awards, and it still got nominated for ensemble. And if I'm not mistaken, it did win ensemble, right?
It won. It absolutely won because that was crazy when that happened.
Yeah. So when that happened, everything's possible. So I do think Minari gets.
See the possibility of because. Oh, go ahead, Abe.
Oh no, Mank. That's the only one I don't have is my ratings. I have Minari instead.
Okay, so me and you, we are 4-4. We agree on a lot of them. You have One Night in Miami as well. Okay, so Malcolm, I'm curious, what do you have?
Yeah, so I always go all over the place with ensemble because I find it really hard to go decide where they're going to go with ensemble. Whether it's a big cast of known actors, or if it's a movie which has a lot of good performances, but too much that none of them really qualify for act lead or supporting. But like I've got Mank in my 5, and then just based on the talent involved, it's not necessarily a good movie. actually got the prom in the 5 as a
Oh,
bold prediction.
You know, I was gonna say out loud right now. I think he's gonna put the prom in because Malcolm always does something crazy.
Well, I mean,
But I don't see it
like,
happening.
as I said, with this, I always struggle when it comes to the ensemble ones. I always kind of go, like, if it was a superhero movie out, I probably would have gone for that over the prom any day. I just don't think
Well,
Wonder Woman
Black
80.
Panther won. It didn't have
Well,
any
yeah, I
nomination,
just don't think Wonder Woman 84 is good enough
oh
to
no,
be in
and
for.
also it's not an ensemble.
Hey, stunt ensemble.
Hey, it's not good enough. Why I say yeah, that movie's fantastic. I don't care what you say. That movie's great. I don't know what people hate it so much. Well, sorry.
No, what I was gonna say is I was gonna add up on the fact that like, what do you guys think of the chances of Nomadland? It's like 5 people, but let's not forget they're not afraid to like give the ensemble make a nomination for someone who has like 5 people in a single cast. And Nomadland has been getting like a lot of buzz. It's getting a lot of love and a lot of like attention, and is like I think the front runner. So what are your chances on that? I know none of us have it, but do you think that's something we should be shocked by?
I mean, it's going to be interesting because I think with ensemble, it's entirely possible. Like, aside from Trial of the Chicago 7, which I think is going to get in no matter what, because just because it's got a lot of actors which qualify for the supporting actors as opposed to any leads. I think there's a possibility, but I think that's only if Frances McDormand misses out on Best Actress.
That'd be a shock.
That's
It would be a shock, and I think because I think if she gets nominated in Best Actress, I don't know if there's much of a chance that gets nominated in the ensemble category.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Although I will always point out that never forget Beast of No Nation made it to ensemble that year, and it was 3 people. It was 3 people that were nominated in that ensemble.
Yeah, but were any of them nominated in the other categories?
Yes,
Nope.
yes, they were.
Oh yeah. Kwan Sabi, what? I don't know. What
Idris
events,
Elba
what
won that
events?
year, which is the weirdest thing because Mark Rylance was it? Wait, what was that? What was that year? Shoot.
That's 2015. That's not.
Is
Piece
that
of
Mark
Salted
Rylance year?
Wine with 20. No, 20. That's 2012. That's the.
Oh,
Yeah, Piece
shoot.
of the Salted Wine came out 2012. That's the Crystal Ballsy. Well,
Holy
when he
cow.
won the
Well,
Oscar.
Beasts of No Nation is 2015. Beasts of the Seven Wild is 2012. Are you thinking of
Yeah.
Beasts of No Nation?
Beast of No Nation. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Beast of No Nation. 3
You
people.
remember? You remember back in that time?
Go ahead.
Yeah, back in that time, that one was the Netflix movie. Like that was the only one, the
That
only
was,
Netflix movie that was in
yeah.
the race, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that's gonna happen." It never happened, but like it never materialized itself.
No.
But now we have like 4 Netflix movies competing, and probably one of them is gonna win because of the odds.
Probably.
But yeah, it was nominated for ensemble and male actor.
I totally forgot about that. That is so cool. Yeah, no, yeah, I was just like, wow, that's so cool. So I wouldn't be shocked. I think that would tell the power of. Oh yeah, don't forget, Boyhood was 4 actors. So I'm trying to think what other people was like 4 or 5.
I mean, another one that I actually want to throw out there for as a possibility, as a bold prediction, which I actually might swap out the prom for because I really don't want it to be nominated. I don't want
Please
to put
don't.
that. I don't want to put
Don't
that.
do it.
Is Palm Springs,
That'd be a really cool pick for them to pick.
and I mean King of Staten Island, maybe.
That is very true. That could definitely happen.
And I mean, this is one that I do not know where the SAG sits on Hamilton being a movie or not, but if Hamilton is eligible, I think Hamilton makes it in.
Oh my word. So Is there any last minute any last minute changes that we're gonna add to this, or are we good? Are we set? Are we golden?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good with the SAG. Really, I don't think there's anything else to add.
Okay.
We
All right.
good.
Well, we good. We are good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. I went about 15 minutes over what I thought, but you know what? We're never in our time frame, are we?
50?
15. 15.
Oh, 50. Okay. I said, there's no way we can.
Before we head out and go to sleep so we can get up bright and early for those Golden Globes at 8 a.m. Eastern. Malcolm, where can people find you?
You can find me on Take 3, hosting mini shows, hosting the Reactors Summit, hosting Rankum. This week on Rankum is going to be top 12 Schmoedown matches of all time. And you can find me over Full Metal hosting trivia matches.
And where can they find you, the Destroyed?
You can find me with Poppy.
This is why we
It's for popcorn.
only.
It's for popcorn. It's actually a reference, you know. You can put popcorn in.
Weird at the same time.
I have like 100 stuff for popcorn. Like it's just collectible. You can follow me on Twitter, AbrahamF25, and on Instagram at AbrahamFlux25. And you cannot add me on Facebook. It's been working. I haven't gotten friend request in years from somebody I don't know.
I love it in years.
So it's been working. I just have to remind everybody, you know, for something to make stick, you have to just keep pounding it. So
keep pounding into people's heads. That's what you got to do. Okay. And for me, you can find me on Twitter, Cine_man. That's CINE_MANN. I'm not sure if we'll do a live reaction to the Golden Globes. We'll play it by ear. If anyone's up and at 'em by then, maybe. If not, don't hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Abe will not be up. There you go. That's okay.
I don't care about the Golden Globes that much.
I mean, it's 2 a.m. my time. I'm probably going to be watching it anyway, but
we'll find out. Anyway, thank you all for looking at this for watching this impromptu. You'll probably watch it later as well too. Watching this impromptu Comment to Win episode. This will also be available on podcast later, so you can find that once I rip the audio, obviously from this. You can find the audio there, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find Spotify via Anchor. So thank you for Anchor, even though you're not a sponsor. Again, thank you all for listening, watching, and engaging with the Gone with the Win. And we will see you next time with knowing the nominations. We're one step closer to the end. Have a good... What are you doing, Abe?
I don't know. My chemistry middle school teachers taught me here that nobody can do that. Like, you need practice to that because it's a way to synchronize your brain.
Thanks for watching.
You know,